tough one. There were quite a few heavy ones. James and Ollie have got a reputation for it. The guy who plays the Phelps, sorry, the Weasley twins. Phelps twins. Matthew Lewis was known. Daniel was known for. I remember one of the early days on set, he changed my phone's language into Turkish, I think. As soon as it's changed into Turkish, you can't change it back. So I don't know what language means in Turkish.
So now you speak Turkish?
Fluently.
Got one right here close by.
Hi, Tom.
Don't test my Turkish.
I recently saw Planet of the Apes, and I was just wondering, because you say a line from one of the previous Planet of the Apes films, it's a madhouse, but I couldn't really hear over the shrieking of the apes, so I was wondering if you could say it again.
It's a madhouse, or something like that. You know, actually, that was a line that we didn't do. I never did that line. That's something that I did in post-production in what we call ADR, which is additional dub recording. And I had no idea that was such an infamous line until the director said afterwards. He had a great habit of saying, forget the importance of this line and just say it how you would say it. I would just say, fine, that's easy, I don't even know what you're talking about. So it was good, and I was very honoured to take on some of these infamous lines. I hope I did them justice.
Oh, something interesting happening here with the sign and everything. What's about to happen?
Thanks for the sign, girls. That's very sweet. It says "We Heart Tom Felton" for those who can't see it.
We have matching shirts too.
No, I'm with the shirts, people. It's great. I think Rupert Grint has started a trend off with "I Love Tom Felton." Well, I shan't complain. Brilliant.
Okay, so our question was, we were just wondering if you had a favorite scene or moment to film from the entire Harry Potter franchise.
Yeah, again, it's very, very tricky. I mean, we had some great moments on the last film, especially with the amount of fantastic actors we all had in one scene. Doing the final sort of showdown between good and evil at Hogwarts for the very last film with, Voldemort sort of leading the Dark Army and Ollie and so forth, all the other good guys on the other side. So that was really memorable for sure. I had great fun with Daniel in the sixth film when we blew up the bathroom together. But without ruining the magic too much, a lot of the time when we did spells, nothing happened. They do it later, so it's quite disheartening when you do a spell and nothing happens. So it was nice, they actually rigged this bathroom up, so every time you did a spell, they blew up a toilet or a sink smashed up. So it was really satisfying. It actually felt like the wand was really, really powerful, so it's cool.
Michelle's over on our right.
Hi, Tom.
Hey.
I was just wondering if you got to get any props or souvenirs from the set.
Strictly speaking, no. Just between you and I. No, to be honest with you, I didn't. I did ask. I wanted wands and cloaks and broomsticks and nimbuses and so forth, but they assured me that they're going to go to museums and better places for the likes of yourselves to go and see and check them out. So in hindsight, that's probably a better place than in my kitchen or something like that. As much as I'd love a nimbus hanging on the wall of my kitchen, who wouldn't? But I managed to get Draco's ring. There were several rings, and they gave me one of those. So that sits the pride of my mantelpiece for sure.
It's a good keepsake.
Yeah, I like it.
I know from experience when I was on the set, it was very tempting looking at this. It's such a vast
You were good
set.
at
There were just books, stacks of styrofoam.
Actually, they did a thing on the last two films. Every car leaves the studios was subject to searching.
I imagine, yeah.
So we wanted to do this, we never did, but I wanted to handcuff Daniel, the guy who plays Harry, stick him in the boot of the car, put some tape around his mouth. He was up for it. We never did, unfortunately. That was always something we wanted to do. So that would have been great to see their face when they opened up the trunk and just saw Daniel. Well, we didn't do it. Sweetheart, but thank you very much.
What's your biggest inspiration on the set?
Well, again, I hate to give you some naff answers, but it's very hard to kind of pick one thing out of all these things. We had so many inspirational cast members, as you know. I mean, Daniel was always a huge inspiration to me. He's a few years younger than me, but he's always someone that I've always looked up to. he's relentless. He was there 4 times more than any other actor, and he never took it for granted, never got bored, always insisted that we were having, the most amazing time and how lucky we were to be there. So I think all of the young cast had to have Daniel to look up to. And as we grew older, a lot of the cast, other adult cast as well. I know, Jason Isaacs, who plays my dad, he really sort of took me under his wing, so to speak. And again, a lot of the crew, a lot of the faces and people that you guys unfortunately don't know, they really took good care of us over the years. So they were very inspirational.
What did you think about the way the last one, Deathly Hallows Part 2, wrapped up the franchise? Do you feel like it was a good representation of the book when you watched it back?
Yeah, definitely. I think it was a huge relief when we heard that we were going to make it into 2 films. A worst case scenario would be that we have to sort of cut the wonderful work that of Joe. So yeah, the reactions that I've got, all we really cared about, to be honest with you, is what you guys think, and I haven't heard many complaints. So I'm really happy with it. And so yeah, as long as the fans are happy, then I'm over the moon.
You happy?
Long-time Potter fan here, but I gotta know, and not just you, but other people involved in the movies, what do you think of Twilight?
I don't do this convention, no one's ever asked that one. It's a good one.
Now, careful what you say. Ashley Greene is in your apparition film.
She is, she's a lovely, lovely person, amazingly talented as well. I hate Twilight. No, let me clear that up. I'm a fan. My girlfriend is head over heels for Rob, as I'm sure everyone else is, and the books. She's a real fan of Edward Cullen and Belle and all the rest of it. So I've seen the films, have enjoyed them, and can understand thoroughly why teenagers across the world are throwing themselves around at their feet. But I think it's a cool set of films. I'm looking forward to seeing the new one.
Who's the better leading man, Daniel Radcliffe or Rob Pattinson?
You can't compare the two, really. Yeah, I'm always going to say Daniel, come on. Yeah. He's a lovely guy too. I mean, I'm not knocking him, he's a lovely guy, and always has been.
Hi. If you could rewrite Draco's story or his character, what would you envision it to be?
Oh, it's a tough one. I dare not touch the wonderful work of Joe, but I'm not sure. Maybe some epic battle at the end. I figured Draco could have taken down Voldemort. I mean, who's all the comments about this book? It's really bizarre, the whole hug thing. That was never in the script. What was it in the book, I don't think. And we did about 25 different takes of that. He only hugged me once. It was a one-off thing that Rafe did without telling anyone, as far as I know. And amazingly, that's the take they used. It's even funnier how in England or wherever I've seen it in Europe, audiences go completely quiet when they see that. It chills their spine to the core. In America, it's hilarious. Much the same here, I think, as well. So it's nice to see the different reactions, especially you guys managed to find humor and a lot more than we do, so that's definitely a positive.
My question is, are you happy with the way in the 7th movie that Draco left, or do you wish that he stayed when he made his choice?
Yeah, I mean, it's people are even asking me about what Draco, where he was at the end of the last film. I'm not even sure really. He's caught between, he's sitting on the fence. Although his loyalties may lie with his family and certainly his mother and father, I think there's something inside him that wants to almost help the school and help Hogwarts. He feels affiliation to that. But ultimately, his hands are tied. He's one of the only kids who doesn't really have a choice. He's got kind of a sad story where he's damned if he does and damned if he doesn't. So yeah, it's a tough one. I feel very sorry for Draco. I think he had the toughest of them all.
As you were playing him, did you see him as a bad guy? Did you see him as a guy pulled between these two forces?
No,
did you see him as a guy who wanted to be good?
No, he's a typical. He didn't want to be good. Let's be clear. He wasn't a Samaritan. He's definitely a little git still, 100%. He's clearly a product of his parents. And he's a great wake-up call to anyone who thinks that what they do doesn't influence their children, because he's he's a great example of that. He spent his first, I think, 14, 15 years of his life thinking, my dad's a legend. Like, what a hero this guy is. And then you see in the last few films, you can start to doubt maybe if Lucius is quite the wondrous parental influence that he once thought he was. So yeah, I think it's really interesting.